Hey team, wanted to chat a little bit about team metrics today. I am Nancy Boniface-Weekly, your resident Agile coach, and I was just looking at some items and had a discussion on what people are really measuring to say whether or not their teams are successful. And there's really three things that you want to be taking a look at for your teams, and it is not comparing your teams to each other. These metrics that we're going to talk about are specifically for the team to understand how they are improving against themselves, not against other teams. You do not want to be in an environment where teams are comparing velocities or comparing any sort of aspects against each other. By pitting them against each other, you're 100% going to fail because each of those teams have totally different contexts. They have totally different types of work. The way they estimate and do their measurements are totally different, so that you can never compare numbers to numbers. A lot of managers and executives have a hard understanding of that. So you as a Scrum Master or an Agile coach want to 100% promote that any team metrics are specifically for an individual team to track its progress and to give you insights into areas to mark for continuous improvement. Okay, that being said, so you have outcome, you have output, and you have the team health. Those are the three areas that you want to make sure you're measuring something in each segment. So for your outcome, that is going to be your actual goals. Are you achieving your goals? Is your team, number one, utilizing a sprint goal? You should have your product backlog, should have a goal, but your sprint iteration is going to have a particular goal for that iteration. This is an area where I see teams make a lot of mistakes, and I've been on teams where we have made those mistakes. Part of that area is you can just take all of the items, the work items that you have created for your sprint backlog and decide to take that acceptance criteria and put that in as your sprint goal. Now, what is that going to do for you? It means that you've committed to every item in that sprint backlog. You're going to lose so much flexibility in being able to get your team to focus if you start uncovering information where you need to slightly change or tweak things. So you never want to have your sprint goal just be a dump of your acceptance criteria from your backlog items. And ideally, your product owner should have a rough idea of what that sprint goal is going to look like. Obviously, it's something that he wants to bring into that sprint planning meeting, and your entire team is going to be tweaking it and deciding what it is that they want to commit to. And hopefully you're going to have some other things in that sprint backlog as well, which is going to be your enablers. You may have some research items, or you may have some technical debt that you're working on. And sometimes technical debt will definitely support the goal of the sprint, but sometimes it will not. So please don't lose the opportunity to have that flexibility that you can still meet your goal even if you do not complete every single item that you have put in your sprint backlog for that particular item. So you want to meet your sprint goal, not have to have 100% complete of all the items that you have chosen for that sprint. So just make sure that your team works together and you're careful about how you write that goal and how it should show definitely the relationship to why we're doing it and what it is going to bring, the value that is going to bring to the actual customer. So product owners, this is something you need to be thinking of and having that groomed product backlog with your prioritized items so that this makes it a lot easier for that discussion to happen and all of that collaboration during your sprint planning. Okay, there are other goals too. So I just wanted to get my high horse on that because I have seen that misused so many times, and you really will distinguish yourself as a highly effective team if you do leverage that sprint goal. Okay, the other items are your OKRs, also your question goal metrics. Are you answering the questions that you are seeking, whether you're doing an experiment, whether it is part of your current iteration, or whatever items that you are looking to accomplish. Make sure that those are completed and you have a clear understanding of what that means. Okay, and then let's talk a little bit about the outputs. What is the output? Output is your pace. This is going to be your team's velocity. This can also be your cycle time. And these are not ever going to be the target. Anytime that you make a measurement a target, they become no longer useful. Why is that? Well, that's because you're changing a behavior when whatever it is that you're measuring. So you want to be very, very particular in the behavior that you want to change, and that you're changing it in the manner of getting the behavior you would like to see from that metric. So I will give you a little example of this. A lot of us have seen where people have promoted maybe a promotion for a new product, that if you sell so much of this product, then you get this benefit, whether it's a financial benefit or, sign up for a free whatever. And what you'll see is that people figure out very quickly how to manipulate and not really provide that product to the people that it's intended for. So you don't want to manipulate a behavior because you're rewarding an incorrect behavior. So again, check in on that 3 months. You probably want to change around whatever you're doing, which particular metrics that you're in focus. Again, take all of them, one from the outcome, one from the output, and several from team health to continue to do that measurement. Okay, so I'm about to run out of time here, so I want to get on to team health. How do we monitor a team's health? Well, one way is your Agile Maturity. How are you maturing in your processes? How is the team interacting together? Are they avoiding issues? Do they feel they have psychological safety so that they can challenge another's suggestions? Are we conflict avoiding? Are there things that need to be discussed that the team is secretly not doing? Is there passive aggressive behavior starting to happen because people aren't feeling heard? How do you find that information out? Well, you can interview. You can do an underlying thing. What is happening with the team morale? Have individual one-on-ones and just check in. I one time I had a big team in a mastermind, and there were so many people. This was during COVID, so we were clearly on Zoom, and I couldn't get a really good check-in on everybody. So I had little emoji icons put up on little popsicle sticks, and I sent them out to the team. So at the beginning of that meeting, everybody could hold up either their happy face, their neutral face, or their sad face, kind of giving an indication for all of us to check in with each other and see who had some items that might need to focus on during that session because they were having a specific challenge that they really needed to address. So there's little things that you can do like that in order to check in on your teams, make it easy, have everybody join the meeting, put in a happy face that everybody's feeling good, or if they know that they need some special attention, put in that little sad face so that they can get a little focus. But checking in on your teams, making sure that you are meeting the goals, making sure that your goals are not only clearly defined, but that they are in front of your team at all times. And that, again, when you start to get in trouble, when you've got 4 days of your sprints and you have 4 stories open, you need that team to focus and say, what can we do to help each other out to achieve this goal? Because that's what you're measured on. That's the outcome you need to produce. You need to get that value out to the customer. Okay, well, just a quick little thing I wanted to jump on and share with you. So feel free to write your comments down below. And we'll talk again soon. Have a great day.